Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Matt. Welcome to the Sin Bin. And today we got some big news. So, the NHL, potentially the biggest free agent, the biggest name on the market, finally found a home. So, Erik Karlsson, defenseman with the San Jose Sharks, signs an extension. And let me just give you the details on the extension. Let's not skimp on any of the details. So, if my computer would load. So Erik Karlsson, his salary has officially been approved. He signs an 8-year, $92 million contract extension that gives an average annual value of $11.5 million. This is big news. This is breaking news. Now, you might be wondering, if this is breaking news, why are you reporting it 6 hours later? What is this hack? Why are you reporting it 6 hours later? Well, to those people wondering that, fuck you guys, first of all. And second of all, I had to, go to work 8 to 4. So this is the soonest I could do it. And third of all, I was watching reruns of my favorite TV show, George Shrinks. So, you know what? Work comes first. George Shrinks comes second. Hockey Talk comes third. So, that being said, and that out of the way, let's talk a little bit about this contract. Is it too much money? Is it too little money? Is it just right? Reminds me of that fucking Goldilocks story. So, in my humble opinion, and I've been saying this a lot of times on this channel, many times, I think that there was a team in free agency that was going to give too much to Erik Karlsson. And at $11.5 million, is this too much? Absolutely. 11.5 million is a lot of money. There are very few people in the NHL that make $11.5 million. I'm going to search them up right now. NHL top salaries. In the meantime, while my computer loads, let me talk some more. So, Erik Karlsson, why do I think that this is too much money? Let me start by saying that for the longest time, Erik Karlsson was hailed as the best defenseman in hockey. We some people think about Burns, some people think about I don't know, I don't have any name, PK Subban. Some people think about I don't know Roman Yossi. For me, for the longest time, for a period between 2013 to maybe let's say 2016, I think that Erik Karlsson was the best defenseman in hockey. So what happened? First of all, injuries. I think that for the longest time, there's some injuries that have been harassing Erik Karlsson. Most recently, there's been a groin injury. And if you go back to the beginning of his career, there's that gruesome injury he suffered at the hands of Matt Cook, where his skate absolutely just lacerated his tendons. You guys can go check it out on YouTube. It's pretty gruesome. And you could see he's in a whole lot of pain. So, all of these lower body injuries, kind of accumulated. And now, I think this past season, I think it's safe to say there's only been a month of hockey where Erik Karlsson was fully healthy and where Karlsson was Erik Karlsson. Jalen's in the chat. Hey, Jalen, how are you, buddy? So that's why I think that this deal might be a little too much. 11.5 million is a little bit steep. And as I was rambling on, I got a list of the highest paid salaries in the NHL. So currently, and I'm going for next year, or sorry, this current year, we got John Tavares. John Tavares clocks in at 15.9 million, which is crazy. But the thing about John Tavares' contract is that the average annual value goes down as the years go on. And we got Carey Price and Connor McDavid making 15 million. Jamie Benn makes 13 million. And John Carlson, surprisingly, makes 12 million this year. So you see, Erik Karlsson is kind of in that vicinity. He's making that 11.5 million. Um, but contrarily to say, for example, John Tavares' contract, his contract doesn't really decrease in terms of average annual value Or, actually, I take that back. I'm looking at it right now. So in 2019, 2020, he's going to make 11 million in signing bonus and 3.5 million of salary. So that gives, and mad, 14.5 million. The next year, 2020, 21, he's going to make 12 million. And then it goes on to 14 million, 14.5, then 12 million, then 11, then 9, then 7. So, you know what? I take that back. There is a steady decrease as the years go along. And that's what you want to see because obviously Erik Karlsson's not going to be able to maintain his levels of play, when he reaches, 36 or something like that. So it's normal that his salary decreases. Jalen, I'm doing fine, thank you. So Erik Karlsson, I think that this is an okay salary. I'm just a little bit worried about injuries. If if the Sharks are confident that Erik Karlsson will be rehabilitated and he'll be healthy at the start of this upcoming season, then I think it's totally worth it. But that being said, what if he's not? What if we're never going to get the old Erik Karlsson? What if he's damaged goods? Then in that case, it's not worth it. You see, guys, I'm pretty much 50-50 on this. It's kind of a coin toss for me. And hopefully, we'll see him reach the old Erik Karlsson. If you guys don't know, I always say the story. NHL every year, they have this top 50 players list that they go through. And a lot of experts join in and consult each other to comprise this list and to make this list. And obviously, number one and number two is Crosby and McDavid. Actually, to be more specific, I think McDavid was number one. Number two was Crosby. And third overall was Erik Karlsson. This was the year coming off of that crazy run they have where the Senators went to the Eastern Conference final. And guys, imagine it, third in the whole league. And I would completely agree with it. There was one point in the NHL where Erik Karlsson was the third best player. I can say that with confidence. His skating ability, granted, when healthy, is like none other. He can start in his own end and reach the center of the ice in only a few strides. His ability, to make plays, the PowerPoint quarterback that he is, it's unprecedented. And granted, he didn't have, Erik Karlsson numbers this year. As I said, there's only about 1 month where this guy was healthy. So I hope that he'll be in position to get rehabilitated. Holy fuck, his photo on Hockey DB is ugly. He looks like that dog with the long ears. Holy shit, he looks like an Afghan hound. Anyway, so let me just get to his points. He played 53 games. Again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but it's been 3 years. You have to go back to 2015, 2016, where Erik Karlsson has played a full season. And in this year, with the San Jose Sharks, his first year, he played 53 games. He got 3 goals, 42 assists for a total of 45 points. Now, I know a lot of you are going to look at the 3 goals and you're going to shit your pants. So I don't think this is the end of the world. Remember, he was newly acquired on the Sharks. There's going to be a period of time where it's going to take him to get adjusted. And that explains why his points aren't Erik Karlsson wise. Again, this guy, when healthy, usually will get you about a point per game. This is how good he is. And granted, if healthy, I think that he'll be able to provide these numbers for the Sharks moving forward. And I really do. And listen, guys, I'm confident that the Sharks did their homework. I'll be totally surprised that they just, blindly gave him this contract extension without doing a background check here. And that background check being looking at his health, looking to see if he's rehabilitated, looking to see if he needs surgery, looking to see how healthy he is. Just because $11.5 million dollars is a lot of dollars to throw at a player. And we've seen a steady decline when it comes to Erik Karlsson. Dare I throw out the term damaged goods, but I definitely hope that this isn't the case. And what I'm saying here isn't facts. Let me just make that clear. It's not facts, it's opinion, it's hypotenuses. So Don't come and say that I created lies. I said that he's injured. No, I'm just putting out hypotheses here. And I think I said hypotenuse before, so my bad. And let's just look at the San Jose Sharks salary cap. So they just got the UFA's big fish, you know. I mean, free agent frenzy is going to be considerably boring if, players keep getting signed. So let's just go ahead and look at how much salary cap room they have, how much their players make. So Logan Kucher makes 8 million. Evander Kane makes 7. Thomas Hurdle, which that's kind of a good deal, makes 5.6 million. Those are some big names. That's your core right there. On defense, and again, I'm just looking at core players. Erik Karlsson becomes the highest paid players on the Shark with 11.5 million. Brent Burns, and that's considering how much Burns produces and considering the level of play Burns plays at, 8 millions for Burns is really not that much. That's a really good contract, and consider that it goes all the way in 2024, 2025. I like that contract. Mark Edward Vlasic, on the other hand, sure, he's a steady, stay-at-home defenseman. He'll give you a lot. My personal opinion, I think that 7 is a little too much. Maybe 6 or 5 is more adequate, considering the type of year he had this most current year. And then we get Justin Braun, who makes 3.8 million. So the available salary cap, the projected cap space, is 12.5 million, and that's after Erik Karlsson's signing. They have 12.5 million in cap space. All right, is this the end of the world? 12.5 million. For some, they might look at it and say that's a lot of money. But when you take into account the UFAs and the RFAs that San Jose has to sign this year, they're going to have problems. And what I mean by that is, let's take, for example, we're going to start with the big names. Joe Pavelski, their captain, the guy who got injured in the playoffs and then came back and scored a goals, the heart of the team, he's an unrestricted free agent. And granted, he's 34 years old. You're not going to expect him to make the same money as if, he was a up and coming spring chicken here. But curiously enough, let's just check to see how many points he made, because determining how much points the player made will be able to determine what he's going to command for salary. So Joe Pavelski this year played 75 games, he got 64 points, and he got 38 goals. He's going to ask for a lot of money. If I'm to throw out a number out there, I don't see a world where Joe Pavelski makes less than, let's go 7 million here. 7 million. Come on. He's the heart of the team. He consistently gets over 65 points. And this past year, especially, he got 38 goals. You get that many goals in today's league, I don't see a world where he makes less than 7 million. And that's just me. So you got $12 million in cap space. You delete 7 million, you're down to 5 million. So let's go down to their next big name. We got Timo Meier, who's a restricted free agent. I also don't see a world where Timo Meier asks less than 7 million, to be honest. He also got 66 points in 78 games. He crossed the 30 goal mark. I'm pretty confident that there's going to be teams that I don't say they're going to offer him, but they'd be able to offer him at least 7 million. So right off the bat, the San Jose Sharks have problem. They don't have enough room for Joe Pavelski. They don't have enough room for Timo Meier. So then we go down the list. We got Gustav Nyquist. Is Nyquist going to sign again? No. There is no way. You can totally expect him to go to free agency and get signed by another team. The Sharks simply, and I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying the Sharks don't have the salary cap space for him. And then we get down to Joe Thornton. So Joe Thornton is a little bit different from Little Joe, Joe Pavelski, because they're both really old players. Joe Thornton is considerably older at age 39 versus 34 for Joe Pavelski. But the true difference lies in that Pavelski is still a really, really big point producing player. And Joe Thornton, he's been on the steady decline for many, many years. As I look at his picture, and oh my God, he needs to shave that beard. He looks like an AIDS patient. Holy moly. So, Joe Thornton, this past year, he got 51 points, which, that's really not bad for a player who's, 39 years old. If you can still produce 51 points, good on Joe Thornton. He could definitely be of use for an NHL team. But will he be of use for the San Jose Sharks? Again, I don't see them having the salary cap space. I really don't. And Joe Thornton, one thing about him, he loves San Jose. I believe that he will take a salary cut to stay in San Jose. How do I know that he loves San Jose? Go back to the year where he got the captaincy removed from him. This is something the general manager did, and I apologize, I forget his name, but this is the something the general manager did as an attempt to have Joe Thornton ask for a trade request. Go research it. I'm not lying here. He removed the captaincy from Joe Thornton and gave it to Joe Pavelski, expecting Joe Thornton to be like, hey, fuck you guys. I'm leaving. I'm asking for a trade. And you know what Joe Thornton did? He didn't give a shit. He said, fine, take the captaincy. I don't care. I'll stay here and I'll stay on the team and I'll continue producing. And I think it's fitting that he's in San Jose because he kind of has that I don't give a fuck attitude. And I'm a big, big, big fan of Joe Thornton. And I don't think it would be surprising, given how much his history with the city, how much he loves the city, that he takes a pay cut to stay in San Jose. So just going down their other free agents, we got Kevin LeBanc, a really, really good, a good young player. He's produced a decent amount this year. He's a restricted free agent. He is. And this past year, how many points? 56 points, which is a good amount of points. I mean, he's a good up and coming player, and he's going to ask for money. So the San Jose Sharks, by signing Erik Karlsson, kind of put themselves in a little pickle here. They really did. Because now they don't have room to sign Pavelskis, to sign LeBancs, to sign Timo Meier, to sign the Thorntons, to sign, the Donskoys. There's going to be some casualty here. They're going to have to let someone go. Who it is, we don't know. That's left to be seen, and I'll be here sitting and reporting about it. So let me just get back to Karlsson because before I leave, I just wanted to address the previous rumors that were surrounding this player. So what I'm referring to is that Erik Karlsson's wife came out to a very reputable reporter and or it may have been Erik Karlsson himself, and he said that he's looking to be signed, if not by Ottawa, but by a team in the whereabouts of Ottawa, nearby Ottawa, because his wife likes the place. She's from there. She's getting a little bit homesick, so he was expecting to be signed by a team around there. That's why there was a lot of rumors about Montreal getting him, because Montreal is the closest city from Ottawa. Um, I never really thought for a moment that Ottawa would get him just because of his prior relationship with Eugene Melnick. I don't think it's the most solid relationship. Again, this isn't not anything factual. It's me kind of going with my gut feeling. And so, Montreal, the New York teams like that. I was really surprised to see him sign again with San Jose because some of the reports I were getting was that it didn't look like an extension was probable here. But that being said, I'm a big fan of San Jose. They're by no means my favorite team, but I definitely like what they're doing with the team. I think that they're I wouldn't say a dark horse. I would say they're a favorite to win the cup this upcoming year. I definitely had them for this year, but unfortunately they met the Blues in the playoffs and we know what happened to them. So I'm definitely surprised to see San Jose put their hand on Erik Karlsson. And listen, guys, that's pretty much it. So I've been going on for about 20 minutes here. I hope that some of it's been informative. I hope that you've learned some things. I've hoped that I've been intriguing. I hope that, and I'm going on my epic conclusions again. I hope that you guys have learned some things. And please voice your opinion in the chat. Do you think that this is too much money? Do you think that this isn't enough money? Do you think that this is right? Please let me know. So, in conclusion, I hope you guys appreciated this video. When there's a big signing like Erik Karlsson, I'm not going to come out and do a 5-minute video. Come on, you guys deserve more. I'm going to go out and do a 20-minute video. So, no 5-minute videos for me. You get the 20-minute video. So, without further ado, I would like to thank you all if you made it this far in the video. My name is Matt, signing off.